Late April rains inundated much of Arkansas and hit agriculture at one of the worst possible times as spring planting is underway. The storms caused losses for both the row crop and livestock sectors.
We really thought this was going to finally be a decent year. We have had flood issues off and on for the past 4 years in a row. The lakes were all down this year. Rivers were all in good shape, and we felt like finally this was going to be a nice, even mediocre year as far as the farming season was concerned. But one weekend changed all that.
Up to a foot of rain fell across North Arkansas the last weekend of April, resulting in flash flood events that caused creeks to swell, roads and bridges to collapse, and rivers to rise above flood stage, flooding thousands of acres of crop and pasture land. Early estimates show the economic impact to agriculture could exceed $300 million.
We have 5 rivers they're out of their banks already, and more rain is not going to help that situation. And it's really a tragic time, and it's a hard thing for these farm families to have to face. Agriculture is our largest industry in the state, and it's just, as I said, we've had 2 years of kind of low prices. That's really been tough. The margins are slim for all farm families out there. And when they have increased cost of any nature, it just makes it harder. And it's not just agriculture, the production side, it's all the agribusinesses that support them. It really spreads over. It's a huge part of our economy. 1 in 6 jobs is attributed to agriculture. And when it's devastated like this in many areas, it affects those regions economically.
What we're going to have to do in these fields is we're going to have to reseed the levees. We're going to have to try to find some rice that's fast maturing, and where that rice will catch up with the rice that's already up in the field. This is going to delay our harvest. It will probably hurt our quality, and we could probably see a 10 or 15% yield drag because of this.
9 inches of rain fell in 9 hours in parts of Faulkner County, north and east of Greenbrier. This caused Cadron Creek to leave its banks, flooding pasture ground and other creeks across the county to wash out bridges and roads. County Judge Jim Baker said the impacts on agriculture were substantial.
I think all the row crop land has been affected. Some of it was already planted, and we just got too much rain. They'll have to replant. Some of it's covered up like you saw with water. Our biggest concern right now for Faulkner County is probably the Cadron Creek. It can't get out into the Arkansas, so it's backing up. I've actually seen 2 tractors in the last 2 days holding up fences. Nobody around, just the tractors held up the fence to keep the cattle in. And you know, people improvise pretty good, but they didn't have time to repair it.
We have farmed on the banks of the river all of our lives. We've taken several hits down through the years, always managed to come back from them, but the margins have gotten so tight in farming that it's getting very difficult to take very much of a hit at all and bounce back. The only thing that could possibly help is, that I can think of is that the margins in farming are going to have to get to be back to a point to where a farmer can somewhat self-insure, to where he can be able to absorb some losses and come back out of it on a good year. And right now, that just isn't the case.